Forget cute. The shocking dark side of pandas you won't believe. Hey animal lovers, welcome back to FactSpark. Today, we're diving headfirst into the fluffy, bamboo-chomping world of one of the internet's most beloved creatures, the giant panda. With their adorable black and white fur, those famously clumsy rolls, and an endless appetite for bamboo, they're basically living teddy bears, right? The epitome of cute, cuddly, and oh-so-Instagrammable. But what if I told you that behind that sweet, innocent facade lies a wild, powerful, and sometimes surprisingly brutal reality? What if the panda isn't just a gentle giant, but a formidable bear with a hidden dark side that will make your jaw drop? Get ready, because we're about to expose some shocking truths about these iconic animals that will make you rethink everything you thought you knew. First up, let's shatter the myth of the gentle, slow-motion giant. Pandas are bears, folks, and they pack a serious punch. Forget the lumbering, sleepy image you have in your head. These guys are surprisingly agile and strong. They can move their over 200-pound bodies with a grace that defies their chunky appearance, performing feats that are borderline gymnastic. They're excellent tree climbers, even as tiny cubs, and surprisingly confident swimmers. But here's the real kicker: their bite force. Pandas have one of the strongest bites in the entire animal kingdom, putting them in the same league as hippos and big cats. Their powerful jaw muscles, anchored to a special bony crest on their skull, think of it as their super jaw anchor, allow them to literally bite through bone without breaking a sweat. And while panda attacks are thankfully rare, they do happen. Wild pandas, unlike their zoo-dwelling cousins, aren't used to human selfies and can act defensively if they feel threatened. There are documented cases of pandas getting a little too up close and personal with people, sometimes with serious injuries. As one zookeeper wisely put it, you don't work with bears without getting bitten by bears a lot, because that's how bears communicate. It's not necessarily an aggressive action, that's just how they tell each other things. So, next time you see a panda, remember, admire from a very safe distance. They are not safe to pet or cuddle, no matter how much your inner child begs. Now, prepare for a truly heartbreaking, yet fascinating truth about panda moms. We see them as nurturing, doting figures, but Mother Nature can be incredibly tough. Giant pandas frequently give birth to twins. But here's the shocking twist. In the wild, the mother almost always chooses only one cub to raise, abandoning the other two, well, a less fortunate fate. Why this brutal decision? It's pure, unadulterated survival of the fittest. A panda mother simply cannot produce enough milk or energy to sustain two hungry cubs until they're fully weaned. From nature's rather pragmatic perspective, one robust offspring is probably better than two weak ones later on. This harsh reality highlights the incredible challenges these animals face just to keep their lineage going. It's why human conservationists often play a clever game of cub swapping in captivity, ensuring both tiny bundles of joy get a fair shot at life. Speaking of cubs, let's talk about how incredibly difficult it is for pandas to even have them in the first place. This is a major dark side for their species' survival. Female pandas are only fertile for a tiny blink-and-you'll-miss-it window, just 2 to 4 days per year. Talk about a tight schedule. If they miss that golden opportunity, they have to wait another whole year. And to make matters worse, male pandas often struggle to get in the mood themselves. Even if they do manage to successfully mate, the newborn cubs are shockingly vulnerable. A baby panda is born hairless, blind, and weighs only about 100 grams. That's roughly the size of a stick of butter, or your average computer mouse. They are literally 1,000th the size of their mother. Their development is so minimal it's comparable to a 6-month-old human embryo. This extreme fragility means a high neonatal mortality rate. Honestly, it's a miracle any of them survive the first few weeks. You know pandas eat bamboo, right? Like all the time. It's their signature snack. But here's the ultimate dietary paradox. Pandas are bears, and bears are carnivores. Their digestive system is still built for meat, not plants. This means they're incredibly inefficient at digesting their leafy green diet. they can only process about 17% of what they eat. To get enough nutrients from such a low-calorie, hard-to-digest food, they have to eat for a whopping 12 to 14 hours every single day. Imagine that food bill. And the less glamorous side effect of all that constant munching? Up to 50 bathroom breaks a day. That's a lot of deposits in the forest. Unlike other bears, pandas don't hibernate. They simply can't store enough energy from their low-nutrient bamboo diet to sleep through winter. This constant, insatiable need for food makes them incredibly vulnerable to habitat changes, or those pesky bamboo die-offs. Finally, let's talk about the biggest dark side of all, the threats to their survival. While poaching has thankfully declined, hooray for conservation efforts, the real dangers are far more insidious and complex. Habitat loss and fragmentation are the #1 threat. Pandas once roamed vast, lush areas, but now they're confined to isolated mountain ranges like tiny islands in a sea of human development. Logging, agriculture, and massive infrastructure projects like roads and dams are literally carving up their homes. This creates tiny, isolated panda populations, some with fewer than 100 individuals. This makes it incredibly hard for them to find mates and avoid inbreeding, which is a genetic nightmare. And it's not just big construction. Mass tourism, with its noise and waste, impacts their habitats. Local communities grazing livestock or harvesting bamboo and medicinal herbs also add pressure. And the silent looming threat? Climate change. Rising temperatures are forcing their preferred bamboo to shift to higher elevations, potentially leaving current nature reserves useless within decades. Talk about having to move house because your food moved uphill. So, there you have it. The giant panda. A creature far more complex, powerful, and vulnerable than its cuddly image suggests. They are not just cute faces, they are wild animals with incredible adaptations, harsh survival strategies, and profound challenges. Understanding these darker truths isn't about making them less lovable. In fact, it makes them even more fascinating. It's about respecting them for what they truly are: resilient, wild bears facing immense pressure. It's about moving beyond superficial cuteness to support real, impactful conservation efforts that address habitat loss, climate change, and the intricate biological struggles of this iconic species. What surprised you most about the dark side of pandas? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to FactSpark for more amazing animal facts, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.